Welcome back to Afternoon Live. If you are a fan of carrot cake, you are going to love our next guest's yummy and portable version. Here to show us how to make carrot cake cookies, we welcome back our friend, professional baker Megan Diaz.
Hello.
It's so great to see you.
Good to see you too.
These look adorable.
Thank you.
How does one come up with a carrot cake cookie?
Well, this was kind of a happy accident.
I love it.
Well, every year around spring, around Easter time, I start thinking about like fun Easter things.
Yeah.
And I always gravitate back to carrot cake. It's one of my favorites.
So good.
And I was like, well, how can I kind of reinvent it?
Yeah.
And so I thought about doing a carrot cake whoopie pie, and I kept testing, and it just wasn't coming out.
Okay.
But then this happened, and I was like, you know what? These are amazing and delicious.
What's not
and
to
so I
love?
just leaned into it. I love it. So
Amazing.
we have just like a cookie version of carrot cake. So all the flavors we love
I
about
love
carrot
it.
cake.
Well, and sometimes it's easier for a big gathering to have it in kind of this shareable way. You don't have to think about cutting into cake or anything like
you
that.
just put them out, and everyone can just snack them on them as you like.
I love
them.
it.
So
Where do
let's
we
get
start?
Started. All right. So in here I have a stick of butter and 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar.
Okay.
I creamed that, got that going, and then we're gonna add our eggs to it. So we got 2 eggs today. So we'll put one in first and get that mix in.
Beautiful.
And then we got a teaspoon, and then we'll add our other one. So we just want to mix that until that's nice and incorporated. Teaspoon of vanilla.
Okay.
And then while that's mixing, if you want to mix our dry ingredients together, we've got 2 cups of all-purpose flour.
Okay.
And then we've got just kind of classic carrot cake spices. We've got a teaspoon of cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of ginger, and then I like to do mace instead of nutmeg in my carrot cake because it just has a little bit more of like a bright note to it, and I think it like pairs with the carrots really well.
That's cool.
And that's our leavening agents. We have a teaspoon of baking powder, teaspoon of baking soda, and then half a teaspoon of salt just to kind of round everything
Always
out.
a little salt.
Yeah, it just kind of helps give it flavor and balances out the sugar. So always add a little bit of salt in your baked goods. So this is nice and mixed in. And then we're gonna add our dry ingredients.
Are we going all in at once?
All in.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, this is a super easy
Yep. Keep
dough.
it simple.
Yep. And then we've got a cup of shredded carrots. I like to shred them on the small part of the cheese grater, just so they're not so big and chunky in the cookie. So a little bit finer. And then I like a little bit of dried fruit in mine, so I did currants because they're a little bit smaller. So this is a 1/3 of a cup, or excuse me, 1/4 of a cup of dried currants.
What a great idea.
And then I like coconut in my carrot cake. Obviously, you can omit this if you're not a coconut lover, but 1/3 of a cup of shredded coconut. I did the really fine, unsweetened coconut because it just mixed into the cookies really nicely.
That's kind of nice, yeah.
So, and then we're just mixing this until it all comes together.
This is so simple.
Super easy and simple.
Don't you kind of think not everybody loves carrot cake, but I think maybe you just haven't had the right one yet. You know, because there are a few different ways to switch it up.
There is, yep. And you can adjust your spices, and like I said, you can change up your dried fruit. So this is kind of a nice little versatile, and it's a thicker dough because it's more cake-like. So this is like a very nice, fluffy, cakey cookie. So it's not going to be like a traditional cookie that we're all used to.
Substantial.
Yeah, and then we'll scoop these on a baking tray lined with parchment paper. I used a big ice cream scoop.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, you can do a smaller one so you can get more cookies. Just bake them a little bit less.
Okay.
But I like a big, nice, substantial cookie for this if it's going to be kind of replacing cake.
Yeah.
So big scoop of those. These will bake 350.
Okay.
For about 15 to 18 minutes.
Oh, okay.
You're looking for them to be nice and set in the center, a little golden brown.
Yum. Now, is parchment paper easier, better, less mess than just greasing the pan?
It is. It's going to keep your sheet pans cleaner and nicer longer. So I always recommend it. Super easy. You can find parchment paper anywhere now. So.
Yeah.
All right. And once they get baked, they come out looking like this.
I love the color on those. That's
so they're just a nice
bright.
golden brown. They've got the carrots popping through. And then instead of cream cheese frosting, I kept it really simple and just did a really simple powdered sugar glaze.
Oh, sure.
So this is a cup of powdered sugar, a teaspoon of orange zest, and
that is so fragrant. It smells so nice.
And then a couple of tablespoons of orange juice just to kind of get the consistency right. You want it to be a little runny, but not super thick.
Right.
So just dip the tops. Once they've fully cooled, let it drain off a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
And then you've got nice little
That's so pretty.
glazed cookies.
Oh my gosh.
And let the glaze set before you serve them. And you're good to go.
How easy, and what a great thing for like an Easter brunch or any of the big holidays we have coming up. This would be so great to pass around.
Super easy. And they store really nice for a couple days in an airtight container. So if you want to make them the day before, super easy and really nice.
A little treat for a snack the next day.
Yeah, and then so once the glaze sets up, they kind of nice
Look
like
at
that.
these.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try and take a dainty bite because this is
They're a substantial cookie.
Really nice. I know. Okay, here we go.
But not too sweet.
No.
Yep. It's nicely balanced. That's what I like about them.
I love that the icing is nice and sugary sweet because you have a lot of other flavors happening within that is a little bit more on the savory side.
Yeah. But the orange just kind of helps make it seem super
so
bright
nice and bright.
lovely.
Yeah. I love this.
Thank you.
So good to see you.
Good to see you
As
too.
always, delicious. Okay, we'll have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.